Hey everyone, welcome to the webinar. We're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to just kind of leave this presentation showing for another minute or two while people kind of join in. So just want to let you know that we're about to get started. Hey, and while we're waiting to get rolling here, if I could just do a quick sound and audio check. If you can let me know if you can see the presentation here and if you can hear me, if you could just say hello. This is Spencer here. So again, we're going to get started here officially here in just about a minute. So I can see that lots of people are joining in. Lots of people are saying hey. So awesome. So it looks like, as far as I can tell, everybody can hear me and can see my screen. Very good. Everybody's saying loud and clear. Awesome, guys. I am so excited to be here with you here tonight. This is almost overwhelming. We had tons of people join in on the webinar. I can see that more and more of you are already pouring in here. Before I officially get started, I would love to hear where you guys are listening in from. I'm coming to you from Washington State up in the Tri-Cities area. And, so I'm over in the western side of the United States. I know a lot of you are in other parts of the US, but a lot of you are also from all over the world. Oh man, this is so fast. I'm Hector from Venezuela, Stan from Staten Island, New York, Chris from Cleveland, Ohio. Oh man, Jake will be happy to hear that. And I think you guys can see the chat coming through. We got people from Montreal, Canada, Minnesota, Seattle, nice. We got people from all over. So thank you guys so much for joining me, taking a little bit of time out of your day to learn why long tail keywords matter now more than ever before. And so I am going to be your presenter tonight, but I also do want to give a nice shout out to both Perrin, who, if you are following along with nichepursuits.com at all, Perrin contributes quite a bit there, and he's helped out a lot with some of this presentation and more that I'm going to talk about. So thank you to Perrin and also Jake. They're both going to be on the back end kind of manning the chat a little bit while I go along and actually do the presentation here. So boy, there is still so many people pouring into this, the chat box telling us where you're from. Thank you, just very much thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. As you can see tonight, I'm gonna talk about why long tail keywords matter more now than ever before. But before I dive into that, I wanna discuss, well, why am I talking about keywords? And the reason is pretty clear. If you've been following along at nichepursuits.com at all, you'll know that I gave a poll out a few months ago. I asked, what's your biggest obstacle to starting a profitable website or blog? I got so many responses, and to be honest, the #1 answer was a little bit surprising, and it was actually overwhelming. The #1 response by quite a bit was, as you can see in the presentation here, finding the right niche or topics or keywords to target. And so this got me thinking quite a bit that, well, I haven't been doing quite enough training on that subject. And so that's why I'm here tonight, is to talk about how can you find the right keywords that you should be targeting. Okay, and so there's actually a few more responses that I want to dive into. As you can see, there's some very interesting ones here beyond just keyword research, but people have the fear of failure. People have problems with email marketing. A few people down here have lack of interest in their chosen niche. And kind of my favorite one here is convincing their spouse. I can understand that. I'm married, and of course, my wife doesn't always want to do what I want to do. And so sometimes it's hard to convince your spouse or significant other that, hey, you should go after this crazy internet business idea. But here's some of the other obstacles that people might have. And I pulled out all of the obstacles that are related in a way, in my opinion, to keyword research. And so, of course, the #1 was finding keywords, finding the right niche. Another one, which was I believe the second most common problem was actually writing content. And as you know, if you think about that, writing content is really keyword based at the origin. Another one was, well, how to get started and information overload. Now, that's not always keyword research based. Granted, I know that very much so. However, if people do the market research and they know what keywords and niche they're going after, that can ground you in a solid foundation of where to get started. Another one is how to get traffic. And of course, that can come back to certainly natural search engine traffic, which it's very much keyword based. Now, also ranking in Google and SEO, that's pretty easy tie in there with keyword research. And then the final one that I pulled out here is how to stand out from the crowd. And that's not always keyword based. You can certainly have a unique business and do other things, but it's important to know what your market, what your potential customers are searching for. And if you can perhaps target specific key phrases, things that you know your market is looking for, and offer something or provide content that your competitors are not, that's certainly a way that you can stand out from the crowd. Okay, so now that I've established, okay, a lot of people have problems with keyword research, and keyword research really is important, but why is it so important? And here I want to share with you a graphic that explains how 70% of all keyword research traffic comes from long tail keywords. There really is a ton of traffic in the long tail. And this is what we're going to dive into here tonight. We're going to dive into how to not only do keyword research, but how to find those long tail keywords that are easier to rank for and, believe it or not, can get you more traffic. So as you look at this search demand curve, here on the left-hand side of the graph, it shows the number of monthly searches. You get these big head terms. So this might be credit cards or shoes or these other usually one or two phrases that get tons of search volume. And it would be awesome if you rank #1 in Google for that, of course. However, the competition is fierce. And so you're going to need a huge budget. You're going to need a lot of time and a lot of effort that usually individual business owners are simply not going to be able to compete on the level of large corporations targeting these head terms and even some of the middle terms. However, the good news is, as we move to the right-hand side of this graph, you can see there's these long tail keyword phrases. This entire long tail stretches out almost an infinite amount here. And because of that, it gets 70% of all keyword traffic. According to Google and other studies that have been done, 70% of all search engine traffic comes from long tail keywords. So these are keywords that maybe don't get searched for a lot of times each month, maybe only 100 or 200 times per month. But the traffic is certainly there in aggregate. And what's great about this, and I do want to specify this, that the key terms in the tail are not only lower competition, but they usually have a higher conversion rate because you are able to target specific either buying phrases or just these more specific phrases that you can know exactly what your customer is looking for, and they're further along in the buying process or research process, much more so than any head term. So the long tail is really where you should be focusing. Now, I want to give you some examples because it's great to say, in theory, you should be targeting long tail keywords. But I can tell you this is not theory. This is something that I've built my business on, and I'm going to show you actual websites that I own. I'm going to show you the Google Analytics stats for several websites here where I'm garnering tons of long tail keyword traffic right now. So here's a site that I own that gets anywhere from 22 to 2,500 or sometimes 3,000 searches per day, unique visitors per day. And it's very steady. It's very consistent traffic. And I can tell you this particular website is all very long tail keyword traffic. I have very few links built to this site at all. But because it's targeting those phrases that are easy to rank for, the content does rank without all the link building. So this is a website that I do currently own, and it's making anywhere from $1,500 to sometimes up to $2,000 a month. Now here's another screenshot of a website that I own and I created that shows that long tail keyword traffic really does work. This is actually a site that I built a couple of years ago. And just because of other projects, life gets in the way. I have other websites. I haven't been doing a whole lot on it recently. If I had been providing content to this website consistently, the traffic would be much higher. However, you can see this is a recent screenshot. I just took this a couple of days ago, September 14th, 2015. And it's consistently getting anywhere from 500 to 800 or so unique visitors per day. And again, this is all done without link building. And this site in particular, there has been zero active link building done on the site. This is all from keyword research and targeting those keywords that I knew I could rank for quickly. Okay, now here's one that I'm happy to share, one of Perrin's websites. This is a website, this screenshot, this is a site that Perrin started, as you can see, either in late May, well, or sometime in May is basically when it was started. And this particular screenshot is all just organic search traffic. So everything that you see in this screenshot is search engine traffic. And again, it's a recent screenshot. These are actual websites. Perrin built this site. He's been able to grow it steadily and consistently to where you can see it's getting just about 1,000 unique visitors from Google and other search engine traffic. And it's making about $2,000 per month. And so hopefully you guys can see this here on your screen. It's an awesome success story for Perrin right now, and he's continuing to grow it. It's in a great niche, and he has a long way to go. He can do a ton with this website. So I'm very happy to share that small win or that big success that Perrin's having right now. Now, I want to talk about an authority site that I just sold for a value of $28,903. Now, if you've been reading along with nichepursuits.com, you know that I recently went out, well, recently, it's been over a year now, that I went out and I started the authority site project. This website is the authority site from that authority website project. So I have not revealed this on my blog, but I am revealing it here on the webinar. Just last week, I struck a deal with somebody, and they are going to buy my authority site, the authority site project site that I've been blogging about, and they valued the site at $28,903. Now, I don't say I sold it for that because I'm actually retaining a third ownership. So I actually sold it for just over $19,000. I sold 66% or 67%, and I'm retaining 33% ownership in the site. So the value was the $28,903. And there's a lot more explanation behind the value of the website, but this screenshot here is showing the organic search traffic that came through long tail keywords. Okay. And so let's keep going. I was just looking over to check the questions, and man, they're still pouring in. And I promise that I'm going to do my best to go back and start answering some of the questions. There's so many there. So Jake and Perrin, thanks guys for jumping in and answering any questions that you can. But again, I do have some time scheduled for Q&A at the end, where I'm going to try and jump in and answer a few questions as well. But probably here live during the presentation, I won't be able to answer too many for everybody. This is the authority site. It was sold. However, I'm going to retain 33% ownership on the site. And so you will see me make some updates on nichepursuits.com with what the whole story is behind me selling it, and then some additional blog posts on what's going on in the future. Now, I've talked about niche sites. I've talked about an authority site that Perrin is building right now and how well it's doing. I've talked about my authority website that I just sold and how important keyword research is for that. I also am now showing the screenshot for a product-based business. This is a screenshot from longtailpro.com. As you know, I'm the creator of Longtail Pro, the keyword research tool. And this screenshot is, again, for just the organic search. And if you look at this, you may think, well, that's not a lot of search engine traffic, only between, about 15 to 18,000 searches per month, 500 to 600 a day. Well, I can tell you, again, this is natural search engine traffic, so it's highly valuable. And this isn't all the traffic I get, of course. There's lots of referral traffic and other types, social media traffic and that sort of thing that comes in. But I can tell you that when you own a product-based business or a software product, that every unique visitor is very valuable. So any type of increase in traffic that you can do for your product-based business can have significant returns on your bottom line. And so what you can see we've done here since about the beginning of the year, we got close to doubling our search engine traffic by July. It's increased quite a bit even in August, but by July, it was almost double what it was in January. And so I just wanted to share that because it's done very well for my Longtail Pro business. Specifically what we did starting at the beginning of the year, of course, is we started an active blog over at Longtail Pro, and Jake has been doing a lot of work there. But we haven't been doing anything out of the ordinary as far as link building or trying to get all sorts of links. Our strategy has been purely to share and write great content based on long tail keywords. All right. And so it works in any type of online business that you have, whether that's those niche sites, the authority sites that you have, or a product-based business. Providing or going after a content strategy that targets these long tail keywords is a strategy that you really should be employing in your business. All right, so I just want to re-emphasize this again, that long tail keywords matter. Head terms are higher difficulty. You need to stop worrying about going after these keywords that get 50,000 or 100,000 searches per month. Your chances of ranking for those is quite small. And even if you do, it may not be as laser focused and convert as highly as long tail keywords anyways. 70% of all search engine traffic is in the tail. So if you want to, tap into where the search engine traffic is, you need to go after that long tail. And of course, as I mentioned, these terms really are easier to rank for. So you should be targeting them anyways. And as I showed in the screenshots, that in 2015, you can still get natural search engine traffic. These strategies absolutely still work this year, and they're going to work long term. Okay. So now maybe you're thinking, hey, I missed out on this whole boat. I should have been building these websites and had this content strategy started a couple of years ago. Well, maybe you should have started a couple of years ago, but it's not too late. A very interesting statistic that I like to share is that there's new keywords created all the time. And when you think about that, it's really not that hard to understand. There's always new products. Think about a few years ago, the words iPhone and iPad didn't even exist. And now they get searched for combined millions of times every month. And so 20% of searches performed on Google every single day have never been searched before. And so if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. It really is just amazing the amount of queries that are coming into Google and how much long tail keyword traffic there really is out there. All right, so you haven't missed the boat. There's new keywords all the time, and there's a huge long tail source of traffic that you can tap into anyways. Okay, now I want to dive into specifically good and bad examples of keywords. All right, so first, let's imagine that you're wanting to build a website on pocket knives. And you think, well, if I rank for pocket knife, there's tons of traffic there, I'm going to do really, really well. Well, it's a head term. It's a term that has a lot of competition. You're going to find it extremely difficult to rank for. In this particular case, it has a KC of 44. And KC is, if you don't know, stands for keyword competition. It's a metric used in Longtail Pro. And I'm going to pull up Longtail Pro and show that a little bit, but it doesn't matter too much other than to say this is a difficult keyword to rank for. You shouldn't target that. So that's a bad example. What about best pocket knife? Well, this is a little bit better. As you can see, it has a KC of 38, but this is still more of a mid-tail term. This is not what I would call a really long-tail, low competition keyword. Yes, it's going to be easier to rank for than pocket knife, but it's not the best. You can do better. So how about this phrase? If we add an additional modifier, and this is a modifier that comes straight from a cheat sheet that I'm going to show you here in just a second, the key phrase here, best pocket knife under $100. Now that is a long tail term. As you can see, this has a KC of 22. That's a very low competition keyword. I like to use the rule of thumb. If the keyword has a keyword competitiveness under 30, it's usually lower competition. So if you're targeting long tail keywords, does that mean you have to give up on the head terms as well? Well, that's kind of the beauty of this strategy that I'm trying to share with you tonight, is that you can actually come up with titles and content that targets all three options: the head terms, the tail, and the long tail. So in this example, if we use the title and created the piece of content the title here, discover the best pocket knife under $100 with this ultimate guide. That's an excellent title that's going to get clicks from humans, but also it's going to do well in Google. It targets that long tail keyword phrase that we absolutely must target, best pocket knife under $100, but it also targets pocket knife and best pocket knife. So you can rank in Google for all three of those search terms. So you should absolutely always target a long tail phrase. You should definitely be going after the long tail. There's no reason not to. You can have it all. You can target all three types of phrases with one piece of content. Okay, now let's move into some more of the meat here of the presentation about how to actually find a winning keyword. And I do apologize if I move quickly. I do have a lot of information that I want to cover, but I do have on my screen now, if you want to check it out, a nice graphic that you can take a quick screenshot or whatever you want to do. This is the criteria that I like to use for finding a winning keyword. It's a good guideline, some rules of thumb. So first, search volume. If you're trying to find a primary keyword, and this is a keyword that perhaps you're building an entire website around, or you're targeting a really pillar piece of article that you want for your website, I like to find keywords that have a search volume of 2,000 to 10,000 searches per month. And what that does is it gives you enough search volume to really build a great piece of content around. Now, if you are targeting more secondary keywords, these are the keywords that are going to fill out your website. These are probably going to be most of your articles on your website. You only want to target search volume between 100 to 800 local searches per month. And by doing that, you're going to get those long tail keyword phrases. Now, of course, you want to make sure that you target a keyword that's highly relevant and answers the question that people are searching for. But just because you have something that's relevant and has the search volume that you're looking for, it does not mean you should target. You need to look at the competition in Google. All right, and we're going to dive into this here in just a second. This is so critical. You need to know, okay, well, it looks like it's a long tail keyword, but is it something that I can rank for? Is there really low competition in Google? And I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. The other quick notes that I'll say on this criteria is that it's great if you can see similar sites ranking. So if you're an affiliate building a niche website, if you can see other niche websites ranking on the first page, that's awesome. If you're an e-commerce website and you see other e-commerce sites ranking, that's awesome. But if you're an affiliate building a niche website and all you see is e-commerce websites, that's a bad sign. You probably don't want to go into that type of keyword. And then the final thing is high advertiser competition. It's not critical, but the more advertisers there are, the more money usually that there is. And that kind of goes with good CPC volume here as well. Okay, now I'm going to share with you, I actually debated whether I should share some of these simple tweaks to keywords that I use. This is really kind of like a cheat sheet that I use for coming up with lots and lots of really great long tail keyword phrases. This may not look like much, but I can tell you that this can really help you stand out from the crowd. This is almost like a formula of things that you can add before or after your keyword phrases to make them long tail keywords, to make them much easier to rank for. These might be key phrases that even Longtail Pro or other keyword research tools don't come up with. However, if you manually or just think outside the box and add some of these, you can be targeting great keywords that people are searching for. So let's perhaps think of an example. You know, I would ask for an example here. However, I know I'm going to get flooded with answers because there's so many of you here in attendance. It's quite overwhelming. So I'll just come up with one here on the fly. So let's say, you know, I'm speaking into a microphone. So let's say your key phrase or your niche is microphones. Okay. So you could add best before it. So best microphones. And perhaps let's say, because I'm a podcaster, and I'm looking at a podcasting microphone. So best podcasting microphone, or even better is you can add a couple of modifiers. So add best at the beginning, and then as you can see here, brands at the end. So let's do best microphone brands or best podcasting microphone brands. Or even better might be best microphones, best microphone brands for podcasters. So I kind of use this one here for and insert your hobby, or you know, versus you can do different types of microphones, this microphone versus that microphone. I can tell you this stuff really does work. You can come up with just these few modifiers from these buying footprints. You can come up with hundreds of key phrases in your particular niche. All right. And I'm going to show you one more. So here's another one, and this is more for informational keywords. These are keyword modifiers that you can add to informational keywords, which are typically not product-based, but maybe there's something like, you know, how to throw a baseball, right, is a informational keyword there. So this would be, how do you throw a baseball? Or baseball throwing training. That maybe doesn't work quite so well, but you could do something like throwing a baseball versus throwing a frisbee, or cricket versus baseball, easy guide to throwing a baseball. These sorts of modifiers, or if you're going into the CrossFit, CrossFit is sort of your base keyword there. Using this informational footprint, by using this eliminate, get rid of, prevent, reduce, these are all great modifiers you can use. Something like get rid of CrossFit soreness or eliminate CrossFit soreness. These are informational keyword modifiers that they just work. They work very, very well. So I hope that you guys can take advantage of some of these modifiers that I've shown right here. They really are useful, and I know I'm moving quickly and I haven't done a ton of your own personal examples, but I think that you'll be able to see what I'm saying here and apply this into your own market. And there's much, much more that, of course, I can share. But I want to get to that ever critical aspect of actually analyzing your competition in Google. And I'm going to take just a second to take a drink of water. So as I mentioned, it's great that maybe you come up with a long tail keyword phrase, whether you find that in Longtail Pro or a keyword research tool. But it's so important that you actually analyze the competition in Google. You can't just say, well, I've got a long phrase, this must be easy to rank for. Well, you could be wasting your time if you don't actually look at the results in Google. And so this cheat sheet is super valuable, guys. This is something that I've come up with over the years in all the keyword research that I've been doing. It's the check boxes, if you will, that I go through when I'm looking at the first page of results in Google to know if I can rank for a particular keyword phrase. So I'm going to quickly just read through these steps, and then we're going to go into a couple of examples. So first, you want to see sites with lower quality content or that don't fully answer the search query. These are all points that will lead you to believe that this might be an easy to rank for keyword. Second, a few sites that are not targeting the exact keywords in the title. Google is still a robot. It's a search engine. The way that people communicate with Google is by what they type into it. Yes, Google's getting better at what people understand and can make some inferences, but if the search engine results do not match their search query very well, that's definitely a sign of weakness. It's one that I still look to very, very heavily. And yes, there is keywords out there that don't have great results in Google that are targeting the title properly. Another thing I look for is no more than 1 or 2 root domains. That's usually a sign that the core site itself isn't targeting that keyword. And then I like to see at least 2 sites that have under a page authority of 30 and have low juice page links under 30. And another big one is actually domain authority. I like to see weak sites overall. So if they have low domain authority under 30, that is a good sign. And then I also like to see a few sites less than a year old. That just tells me, again, that if there's people that are brand new, a brand new website, and they're able to rank at the top of Google, perhaps I can do the same. And then here's another big one that I really like to rely heavily on. Again, if I can see 2 or more weaker sites, types of sites that is, like question and answer sites, forums, or maybe a really weak niche site, then I can feel confident that I can rank for that keyword as well. Then, of course, as I mentioned, a few sites like mine, and then keyword competitiveness. I'll dive into this here in just a second, but if I can see a keyword competitiveness of 30 or less, that can kind of confirm everything that I looked at previously to know if I'm able to rank for that key phrase. So let's go ahead and look at some live examples now. I've actually got Longtail Pro already pulled up. And I did a couple of keyword searches, nothing too amazing here. I just looked at some foosball tables, laptops, CB radios, just so we can have some data that we could look at and move the process here along a little bit quicker. So, and And of course, Longtail Pro, there's a lot of things that you could be doing to try and figure out if these are easy or difficult to rank for. You know, a lot of times people might think, well, if it's a long phrase, if it has a lot of words in it, then it must be easy to rank for. That's a long tail keyword, right? Well, not necessarily. So let's take a look at this first example. Here's something with 5 words in it. Best laptop for college students. It seems like a great long tail keyword phrase. However, if I actually look at the top 10 results in Google, that may tell a different story. And so I'm going to use the this how to analyze your competition cheat sheet to show us exactly, you know, I'm going to look at, are the sites targeting the exact keywords? Is there low domain authority and page authority? Are there sites less than a year old? Are there weaker types of sites? I'm going to do all of that straight from this cheat sheet on this example, okay? So as I look at this, it gets great search volume. Are the results targeting best laptop for college students? Well, the first one is. The second one basically is. The third one, not quite. Fourth one, not quite. And as I scan here, I can see that most of them are using a lot of the keywords, but not all of them. So there actually is a little bit of weakness in this. You know, best laptop for college students, not all of them are targeting that exact key phrase. But you have to do more than just that, okay? You have to move on to page authority. And as I can see, most of them have high page authority. The ones that only show a 1, that actually means that no page authority has been assigned yet. That doesn't mean that it's weak. What you need to do is look at the domain authority and basically divide that by 2. So down here at the bottom, the last result has a page authority of 1, but if you divide this in 2, that's almost a 50, okay? And so I'm looking for things under 30. And so as I scan all of these, I can see only one result is actually going to have a page authority under 30. So that's only one result. I like to see at least a couple. And then when I look at the domain authority, that's confirmed. I see very high domain authority. And this domain authority really is important because it tells you, is this a big authoritative website? All right. So PC Mag, you know, Laptop Magazine, Tech Radar. These are big websites, Consumer Reports. And so I can already tell you without looking at everything else, this is just way too difficult. I only see one result. And yes, maybe you could rank for it. You know, maybe you could be this one weak website that's showing up. It's just not worth the gamble. Okay. These are old sites. These are very authoritative sites. There's better keywords out there that you can target. And so this is kind of confirmed here with the average keyword competitiveness of 48. That's telling me that that's definitely difficult, okay? So, but let's move on and hopefully find a good example, all right? So here we've got, you know, some other keywords, again, that I already went in here and I calculated the keyword competitiveness just to save us some time. And there's lots of different types of keyword phrases that you could target. But if I come in here and I then look at this example, best foosball table for the money. Now, again, this is a long keyword phrase. And if I use my same criteria, I'm looking for, okay, are the top 10 results targeting this exact phrase? So as I look here, the first result basically is, it actually is very well. The second result is not. Third result is not. Fourth, no. And in fact, as I scan, no other result is using the term for the money except for the number 1 result. That's a very good sign for me. All right. This is a very good sign to tell me, hey, these results are not even targeting the exact keyword phrase. And what's very exciting is that the one website that is targeting the keyword phrase is ranked number 1 in Google. And what makes it even more exciting is that the number 1 result in Google has a very weak domain authority of just 14 and a very weak page authority. So this is a super weak website that has almost no authority. It's only a year and a half old, so it's not that old, but it's ranking number 1. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, well, the primary reason is because it's actually targeting the keyword phrase exactly. All right. And so again, I can go through the process and confirm that there's lots of low page authority results that meets my 2+ criteria, lots of low domain authority under 30. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 results under 30, and a couple of young brand new websites, one that's a year and a half, one that's about a year, 1.2. So this is a great long tail keyword phrase that would be worth targeting. It only has a keyword competitiveness of 19. It's going to be easy to rank for in Google. I'm confident of that. All right. Now, let's go back to our laptop example real quick, because I have another key phrase that, we decided we're not going to go after the best laptop for college students, but maybe there's another combination here, best laptop for graphic design, that would be worth targeting. And so again, I'm going to go through this example, and I can't emphasize how important the skills here are that I'm trying to share and teach. This is something that hopefully you can take and apply directly to your business, so that when you pull up results and start looking and analyzing, you can go through these same exact steps. So are they using it in the title of the page? I can actually see that most of them are, not all of them, but most of them are. So there's at least 2 or 3 that are not. But I don't give up at that point. I start to look at the page authority, and I definitely see some weakness here. 1, 2, the top 3 results have very low page authority, and so do the bottom 3. And then the domain authority, I have one here that only has a domain authority of 7. And then of course I can see that there's a brand new website here, only about a year old. And I will, at least on this example, you can take it one step further, and you definitely should do this. I didn't do it on the previous examples for the sake of time. However, you can then actually pull up the website itself, and you can start to look at it and go, okay, is this an authoritative website? Is this something that has amazing content that I can't reproduce? Here I'm looking at topbestguide.com. I don't know if it's just me, but that doesn't sound super authoritative. And as I look at this, I can see that it's an Amazon affiliate website. They do have some nice charts and some features, but they've just inserted YouTube videos, and they've done some rankings. So it's some okay content, but it's mostly just pictures, videos, and some basic chart information. There's not a lot of written content. And it's just an Amazon affiliate website. So if I click on that, that's going to take me over, and they'll make a commission if I click on that. So as I look at Best Top Guide, I see this really is kind of a weak site from a content perspective as well. So that confirms my suspicion that I should be going after this website. And that finally is, of course, confirmed that it has a keyword competitiveness of just 23. Now, there are actually some perhaps shortcuts in Longtail Pro. Obviously, being able to pull up all of these keywords and do all of these different things. But if you're just looking for long tail phrases, you can see these results. I had 2,600 plus results. There's actually a filter here in Longtail Pro where you can just click on the number of words. And let's say I only wanted those really long phrases that had 5 or more words. There you go. I'm only left with 283 results. And that's going to make my life a whole lot easier to know, hey, maybe these are going to be the easy ones to target. So I usually like to start with the easier phrases. We can even punch that up to 7 and just start from there and start to build a content strategy out for our website. So there you are, how to analyze the competition. That is so critical. Your competition in Google is only the top 10 results in Google. That's all you need to be worrying about, because that's where you want to be, is the first page. So again, I'm going to share this graphic about keyword competitiveness. I looked at that. That is a formula, an algorithm in Longtail Platinum that allows you to, with that one click, get that number that I was looking at, that 17 or 23, that tells you between 0 and 100 how difficult a keyword is to rank for. So anything below 30, I usually consider to be very low competition. Anything above 40, I don't even think about. In the 30 to 40 range, that's where you need to do a little bit more checking, a little bit more work for sure. If it's in the low 30s, it might be worth it, but you should check the top 10 results like I just showed you. If it's in the high 40s, you should also check the results, but I would try to shy away from that if you can, because again, there is so much traffic out there. If you tweak your keyword just a little bit by adding a keyword modifier at the beginning or end, you can perhaps find a much better keyword, a longer tail keyword to target, and still capture the traffic from that mid-tail term if you want. Okay, so now tonight, obviously, we've gone about 45 minutes, and there's so much more to keyword research that I couldn't possibly share in an hour. I can't keep you guys here forever. I know that. But I'm happy to say that I have been working on something now for a number of months. Basically, ever since I took that poll on my blog over at nichepursuits.com and learned that so many of you were having problems doing keyword research. You wanted to know more about the process of creating great content and finding those easy to rank for keywords in Google. I decided to make a full video training course, and that video training course is called Longtail University. And today I'm actually opening the doors for the first time publicly to you guys here on this webinar to get a chance to join up at Longtail University and get way more strategies than I could have possibly shared here tonight. All right. And so what I actually want to do now is I'm going to show you inside Longtail University to give you an idea of what is in there. What is it all about? You know, I told you that I created Longtail University because I heard from you. I know that a lot of you are interested in learning about keyword research. And so Perrin, Jake, and I all sat down. We created a huge strategy, put a lot of man hours, recorded a lot of videos, and put a lot of effort into documenting the exact step-by-step processes we follow to develop a content strategy and to find those laser-focused keywords to target. So in Longtail University, there's actually 10 video lessons in all. There's actually an introduction on top of that, and then there's a couple of bonus videos as well that I'll share here in just a second. But basically the way it works is you can log into Longtail University, go at your own pace, and go through lessons 1 and 2. As you can see, lesson 2 is all about how to find seed keywords and actually pick a niche. And so I have here about a 20-minute video that goes in depth through some live examples. So you can watch the video, and then you can actually read a summary of that video in text format below. And actually we have a lot of examples in the text below as far as screenshots, as you can see here. I'm actually giving you a live look inside the members area. And so we go through a lot of examples. The information's there for you to go at your own pace. And then you can read the text as well if you want. So you can go from how to find seed keywords and pick a niche to then how to expand those seed keywords to actually start drilling down and getting those keywords that are actually worth targeting. And then I go through, of course, the criteria of a winning keyword, and then a huge lesson here on how to analyze your competition. I go into even more in-depth strategies than I did here on the webinar, of course, just for the sake of time. But this video itself is over 40 minutes long. And I can tell you that this one is, there's not fluff in these videos. I go through live examples. I really try to drill it home for you guys to show you what's working right now and what's worked for me for a long time in my business. Okay, so then how to analyze the competition, and then some advanced strategies, how to use or how to find out your competitors' keywords, and how to use a tool called SEMrush if you want. It's a great way to see what your competitors are already ranking for, and then kind of cherry picking those keywords. It's kind of a shortcut to this whole keyword research strategy. And then, of course, we dive into developing a keyword-driven content strategy. So vitally important. Again, videos, and then lots and lots of notes following that video. We share a lot of not only tips and strategies, but a lot of tools and free resources that you can use to hopefully advance your strategies as well. And then, as you can see, we do some a lesson on how to write great content based on keywords, and great titles based on keywords, and then some basic WordPress settings, and of course the ever critical on-page SEO, and then keyword tracking and ROI. Now, on top of that, we actually have some bonus videos as well. So I did a whole video just to try and drive home the importance of great keyword research. I showed good and bad examples of several keywords. And I think this is one of the more hands-on lessons that I think hopefully will help you guys learn quite a bit. So there's that bonus video. And then we actually have already done, Jake, Perrin, and I, we did 3 live webinars, and you're going to get full access to those. So these are full recorded hour-long webinars that are already done. The first one is simple tweaks that can make your keywords even longer tail. The title is deceptively simple, but I can tell you there's a lot of meat in this hour-long webinar. Webinar 2, how to legally steal your competitors' keywords. And then webinar 3, how to turn great keywords into profitable content. So there's so much in this keyword research course. And also, I should mention that down here, we actually have lots of cheat sheets. So I showed you a couple of the cheat sheets, the keyword footprint, and there's actually a lot more on that keyword footprint cheat sheet that I didn't show. And there's an additional 5 or 6 cheat sheets that you didn't get to see on the webinar that are in the Longtail University members area. And so that is what's in Longtail University. And so I'm sure you're wondering, how can you guys get Longtail University? Well, I'm going to share that with you here in just a second. But to review, what do you get when you join Longtail University? Well, first of all, I really do think it's going to give you the confidence to go out and do great keyword research. You don't have to be guessing anymore. Is this a keyword that I should be going after? Because you're going to have the toolkit to show you whether or not you should. It's going to give you the knowledge. You're going to have a full arsenal for finding and analyze keywords like never before. It's going to be a lot easier because you're going to uncover easy to rank for keywords, even in markets that you thought were difficult. So suddenly, ranking in Google doesn't have to be quite as difficult. It should be a little bit easier if you're doing your keyword research properly. And of course, it's going to save you time. You don't have to waste your time putting loads of time and money and effort into keywords that honestly you never should have been going after in the first place. That's a headache that we've probably all gone through. But from the very beginning, if you can pick the right keywords and establish the niche you should be going after, you're going to save a ton of time. All right. And then finally is the ability to increase profits. Of course, at the core of everything that you're going to learn in Longtail University, it's going to help your business become more profitable through increased traffic and earnings on your website. And again, just going back to the screenshots that I shared from my own websites in the very beginning, I can tell you that these strategies absolutely work. I'm using it on nichepursuits.com. I'm using it on longtailpro.com. I'm using it for my authority site and other niche websites. This stuff really does work. So here's just a few more details. All right. First of all, I don't offer one-on-one consulting. Okay. And I have a note here, see my contact page. I am busy with my other businesses. I I don't go out of my way to get consulting clients. I don't want consulting clients. And that's why I've never really done consulting. As you know, I'm very involved in Amazon FBA now, and I have a lot going on, and I don't have time, unfortunately, to sit down one-on-one with all of you guys. And so the information available in Longtail University is something that previously I haven't had time to share because I just don't do that one-on-one consulting. In the past, I have been talked into doing some consulting just a couple of times because I don't really like to do that. But I charged $200 an hour in the past, and people were happy to pay that. So the amount of time that I have spent putting into Longtail University really is highly valued to me, and I think it is highly valued to you as well as far as the information that I'm able to produce. So based on that, there's several hours of training inside of Longtail University. I could easily charge $1,499. That seems to be kind of the going rate for courses these days. As you know, I could have 3 easy payments of $499 or something like that. And it would totally be worth it. The content in Longtail University is absolutely worth that amount of money. The amount of return that you can get by targeting the right keywords should certainly exceed that $1,400. However, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Luckily, the regular price for you guys is going to be just $397. That's just a one-time payment. You're going to be able to access all the training, all the videos, and everything. That is going to be the ongoing price for Longtail University. However, that's not going to be the price that I charge you guys today. I want you guys to be able to get this, to be able to take action. And because of that, I'm reducing it by $200. So if you guys are able to join today, you can get Longtail University for just $197. And you can do that by going to longtailuniversity.com. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up the doors right now. Longtailuniversity.com. If you go there, you're going to see the $200 discount. Again, it's just a one-time payment. You can go in there and start learning right away tonight. As you can see, I've also pulled it up in the right-hand sidebar. If you guys want to just click on the button for Longtail University, you can do that as well. And so you either place, clicking that button or just going directly to longtailuniversity.com. So now, before you go, I do want to let you know that I'm offering some bonus webinars. All right. For those that join Longtail University today, I am going to give you 2 bonus training sessions. And again, these will be very in-depth and very valuable. And only people that are part of Longtail University will, of course, get access to these. The first is going to be a live webinar I'm going to do on October 6th. And this is going to be a webinar all about how to find awesome keywords for your Amazon FBA products. I can tell you guys that I am so excited about Amazon FBA. I know a lot of you are out there as well. There's massive revenue potential in Amazon FBA. I'm going to dive into my own FBA business and show what keyword research strategies are helping me beat out bigger competitors. Now, I wasn't planning on sharing this, but I will go ahead and share that my Amazon FBA business is doing very, very well. It's doing mid 5 figures a month at this point, and it's a business that I've been able to build very quickly, and a lot of it is because of keyword research. I took the exact strategies that I used in Google, I've applied them to Amazon, and it's working very, very well. So on that webinar on October 6th, I'm going to dive into my business and show exactly what's working for keyword research on Amazon. Now, the second bonus webinar that you're going to get on Longtail University is on October 14th. And this is going to be diving into building links. So how to build easy links in 2015, what actually works. So no matter how much long-tail keyword research that you may do, you might still want to go out and build some links. Now, it's certainly not required in all niches, but there are some great strategies that Perrin and I have been able to implement for outreach and content marketing, very white hat strategies that are able to be repeated, that work very, very well. And of course, we're going to have a live Q&A. So we're going to show you our in-depth link building strategies that can help you get real links. All right. So you will get those bonus webinars. So that basically wraps up my presentation for tonight. I do want to open it up to questions. I know you guys have been hammering Perrin and Jake in the comments already quite a bit. So I'm going to see if I can jump in and maybe answer any live questions. I'm gonna do my best here, see if I can scroll through any. And they move so quick. You guys can see them all here as well. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop those in the chat box. Dimitri is asking, what is FBA? I won't go into it in depth, but basically that is Amazon fulfilled by Amazon. So it's where you ship a bunch of product to the Amazon warehouse and they ship it out for you when somebody buys. It's a very hands-off way to sell on Amazon. All right, so let's see. Okay, a lot of questions. Some are asking about Amazon, and I don't want to focus too much on Amazon here. So let's see. Will Longtail University ever be updated with updated information? Yes. We are going to, as any strategies change or as we have new strategies, we are going to be updating that, of course, and going to be sharing what works for our websites and SEO. Let's see here. Somebody's asking, is Longtail Pro included in the university course? No, it's not included. Longtail Pro is a separate product. It's a separate purchase. You are not required to have Longtail Pro to use Longtail University. You can certainly use other keyword research tools. That's no problem. So either way is fine. The strategies do not require Longtail Pro. You can do it without it. Okay. Somebody's asking if this will work for Amazon. Yeah, a lot of the strategies can be applied to Amazon. Most certainly, you can go in there and using a lot of long tail phrases, just like you would in Google, you can certainly do quite well on Amazon as well. Okay. Okay, how many hours of material are in Longtail University? Matt is asking. I don't have an exact number. However, as I look at the course, most of the videos are anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes long, and there's 45 regular sessions and a bonus session. So you can kind of do the math there. There's several hours there. And then the bonus webinars are all an hour apiece. So that's 3 hours of just the webinars themselves. And then, of course, the bonus webinars that haven't even happened yet, you're going to get 2 more of those, and those are each going to be an hour long as well. So there's quite a bit there. All right. And people are asking, is there going to be replays? Yes, there is going to be a replay of this if you guys were a little bit late to the webinar, so we can go in. You can go in and rewatch this and learn. That would be awesome if you guys did that. Okay. So somebody's asking if they pay with Bitcoin. If you can't pay in any other way, we don't really accept Bitcoin, but perhaps you can shoot me an email and we can figure something out there. Okay. Here's another question for somebody starting out. Is it better to go after an affiliate niche website or an AdSense-based website? Actually, they're pretty similar in nature. They're both honestly really an affiliate website. One just is monetized by Google AdSense. you're an affiliate for Google, and the other one is you're an affiliate, say, for Amazon. So it really just depends. Really what you need to be thinking about is what niche should you go into, and then how to monetize it after that. Okay, so both are great avenues for people getting started out. Either way would work. Okay. Overall, guys, we've gone over our hour here just a little bit. I appreciate everybody joining in here today. It's been great being with you. There have been a ton of people here on this webinar, and I know we didn't get to all of the questions. I know Perrin and Jake were in the comments doing the best they could to try and answer those. However, please, if you have any additional questions, feel free to go over to nichepursuits.com, and I have lots of great content there, or leave a comment and perhaps we can get back to you there. But overall, I just want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day and joining me on this live presentation. As I said, if you want more in-depth training, you can go over to longtailuniversity.com and access the video training course that I've created there that really does show all the strategies that I'm using to help my websites rank a little bit quicker by targeting those long tail keyword phrases. So it's all about finding, researching, and writing great content for these keywords that you should be targeting, tapping into that 70% of Google traffic. And so you can check it out at longtailuniversity.com. Once again, guys, hey, thanks a lot, and everybody have a great night.